Hello, Key Biscayne. It is Monday, December 3rd, 2018. This is the No One's Listening Show, episode 134. I am your host, Rafa. With me today is the panel. They're back, sadly. Could have done this by myself forever. No. Okay, to my left, her husband hates that she's here. It's Lenny.
Hey, guys. I'm happy I'm here, and Rafa, you're not taking over 100%.
To her left... It's only been 2 weeks, but he's already saying, "Don't you know who I am?" It's Mike.
Mike Davey, how are y'all?
You don't have to say your address like at the meetings.
Long time listener, first time caller.
To his left is Manny. What's up, bud?
Rafa, it's good to be back on the panel. I was sitting here on your balcony and I saw this black shadow running in. I was like, man, is that Lenny? No, it can't be. She's running. And she came running in, and you came flying in, Lenny.
Yeah.
And what were you running for? Why were you running so fast
to catch the elevator up here so you don't have to go down.
It's brutal getting into this building, Rafa. The security measures in here are tremendous.
I breached the system with some old people.
All right. How do you guys want to start? With a little weekend talk, maybe?
Certainly.
Sure.
Okay. Did you guys do anything this weekend of note?
Well, I'll start off my weekend. My weekend was Key Biscayne Yacht Club, of course, on Friday. Oof. Yeah, I hosted Friday Nighters, and I had a little surprise party for Scott Sharp, the commodore of the club. And then Saturday, I did a little 50th birthday party partying at the beach club for Terry White. Happy birthday, Terry.
Happy birthday, Terry.
Huh?
Happy birthday to Terry.
Yeah, happy birthday, Terry. And that's it.
Well,
Manny and I forgot that we hung out together that night.
Were these parties good or what?
They were good. I'm just burnt out since Thanksgiving. It's all like a blur
Thanksgiving
lately.
was last week, Lenny.
I'm like still burned out. I haven't caught up.
I'm right there with you.
All right.
Yeah.
We went looking for a dog.
Oh,
what?
Yes,
like
I know.
A new one or
I know.
an old one?
Well, slightly used. a certified pre-owned dog. So we went over to Miami Animal Shelter, and then we went up to Broward to their animal shelter, and then we went to the Humane Society looking for dogs. Mia's wanted a dog. We used to have a bunch of dogs, and then we got rid of them over time. And
Mike, you always had dogs. You had a dog called Bobo, didn't you?
Yeah, Bo the dog.
Aw.
That was
Did you find anything?
We found a bunch of dogs. Actually, we have one, and I never thought I'd say this. We found this cute poodle.
Aww.
Which, I'm more of a big dog person, but this dog, super fun. A good dog, but he's on the adoption list. But Mia, of course, our 9-year-old, is just, she wants that dog. So she called me 4 times today to see if the dog was still on the up for adoption list. So we'll find out tomorrow morning. I'll call back and see if the dog's available. Zach the poodle.
I think Mike, before the election night was like, God, if I can win this election, I'll get a dog for Mia.
No, to be fair, Mia negotiated that with Maria.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, she's smart.
Mia came to me. She said, Poppy, if you win, can we get a dog? And I have no problem with getting a dog. But my wife was not as big a supporter. But Maria actually caved to Mia very easily. So that was it. That was the vote.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one. So
wait, do they
Good job, Mia.
allow dogs in your building, Mike?
Okay, that's not really the subject for tonight's conversation.
Yeah. What dog? What are you talking
Where
about?
you moving
That's
to,
not a
Mike?
dog.
Don't you know who he is? Don't you know who he is?
Oh,
come on.
No.
Yeah, that's my answer.
No.
Excuse me, sir. There's no dogs allowed on the beach. I'm like,
Don't you know who
What dog?
I am?
what dog?
I don't see a dog here.
It's obviously not a dog.
Hey, you have to
sir.
move that car, sir. What car?
It's deflection.
Oh, I can already see. This is going to be written up in the Islander tomorrow.
No, it's not.
No, they never
kidding.
they
don't
never
listen.
write anything good.
Oh.
I said they don't listen. You said they don't write anything good. What did you do, man?
I went to I did something new and different. I went out to a beach cleanup. It was super fun. It was the put on by the historic Virginia Key Beach Park, where we actually have our second fill-a-bag station.
Oh, awesome.
Activated, yep. And it was a collaboration between several groups, including Concrete Beach Brewing. So they brought the beer.
Nice.
A group from Miami called Debris Free Oceans, and Fill-a-Bag as well was there, and it was a lot of fun. It was some other trash pickers came down from up coast who I've got to know on Instagram, and we had a lot of fun.
That's always a good event,
great.
by the way. I've done it once, and it's
Great
awesome.
event.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it this time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of, I did a couple, many things, but The highlights were all the art stuff that I went to this weekend, so I got some tips for the people who want to go to this kind of stuff. I went to so many bad shows and then a couple of good ones, and that's how it works,
right?
You know, because you don't know what you're going to get into,
Right.
So I'll spare you the bad ones, but so the art I like is only the most pretentious art. Okay, I don't mess with the bullshit. Okay,
I love it.
Only the tip top.
I like dogs playing poker.
Yeah, exactly. It's not me.
Velvet
Okay,
paintings.
no Bob Marley tie-dye paintings or any of that crap. So anyway, let me just list off these ones that you guys should check out. You already missed the openings, so there's no parties there. But if you actually want to go see something good, there's a place called Tile Blush. Okay, it's in North Miami or in Little Haiti. Fantastic
Awesome.
paintings in this place and these sculptures. Go there. That's the number one. Number two, Frederick Schnitzer Gallery has I don't know what point in the career she is, but this artist, Cuban artist, already very established artist. So the Tile Blush is more up and coming.
Where is it? Which one? The second one you just said.
Frederick Schnitzer Gallery. It's in downtown.
Okay.
What's the name of the artist?
Highly recommended. And I'm super bad with artist names, so I always forget their names. But all you need to know is the gallery. Go check that out. And then finally, a real bootstrapped gallery, really small show, really tiny thing. It's a little tiny room with only 3 pieces. It's called In Real Life Institute, and it's actually right on top of the Tile Blush Gallery. And so if you can get in there, it's worth your time. And these things only take 10 minutes each, so cool. Highly recommended. In the Tile Blush number 1, Schnitzer number 2, and In Real Life number 3. And then tonight, Nina Johnson opens at 7:30, and I'm probably going to go to that, and that's going to be good too, because everything she does is great. That's a gallery named Nina Johnson. And that's a little party from 7:30 to 9:30, so you can still get in on the free drinks. That's the best part about going to these openings, is that there's always free drinks, you know, and especially now during Basel. Well, it's not the best part, but it's a nice perk, you know?
Right, it's
the
fun.
bad part about it right now is that it's only Monday night, Rafa.
I know, but Rafa's starting his weekend now.
This is like spring break, man. What do you? This is
Two things I did want to give a shout out for the weekend was the Bill Baggs party was fun. Art's doing a great job down there, and I thought the kids had a ball. They put that. I love the floating movie screen they put out there.
Awesome, yeah,
it's kind of cool.
That.
I don't know how they keep it so stable, because the movie doesn't move. If you notice that, it just never moves. And then we had Winterfest up
Winterfest
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Todd Hofferberth in the crowd over at the community center, been doing that for years and years. Mary Tague, John Martin.
That's always
awesome.
great when you have kids.
It really is. For the kids.
This was the second year, if I'm not mistaken, where they actually have it in the town center.
Correct.
Which is, it's a great location. And that's going to, I can't wait to see what happens with 530.
Right.
The property on Crandon, because that's just going to add to
Right.
No, I agree.
the potential there is there for events.
the Big Lou played, right? I think so.
Yeah, Lou's Dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lose Dog, yeah.
Awesome.
That was Saturday night, right.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I have another art thing, really quick though. The Unlimited Art Fair is awesome, and my really good friend who I went to school with, which Rafa, you would love his stuff, Jose Parla, you got to check it out. And it's at the Unlimited Art Fair. He has a couple pieces there. He's not going to be there this year because he has something else he's doing in Brooklyn, but he's amazing, and he's a really good friend of mine. So check it out.
Nice. I actually, now that you guys reminded me, that I went to this thing called the Collection Suites in Doral, and it was because Jose Bedia had some work there. I wouldn't recommend you go because it's so far away, and apart from his work, it wasn't that interesting, but the space was interesting. So these guys took a kind of like warehouse pavilion in Doral, and they painted all the warehouses on the outside black. Okay, then the insides are luxury, so they're tile, like marble tiles, and they have bathrooms and showers and everything. And people said that they were kind of like man caves for the ultra rich. So they had, I don't know if they're associated with the collection, but I think the idea is that you can like store your classic car there, or your something like that, and you also have what's basically an apartment in there.
Tom's designed a couple of those in Doral.
Really?
Yeah, you can ask him about it with a couple, big time clients.
So they had a big opening on, was it Saturday, Friday, Saturday? I don't know. I went to a lot of things, and it was very. What's the word? It was all commercial art, and I didn't like it. But they did have free food because it was such a high-end event, so that's always nice. That's the good thing about this Basil thing. You can go and eat for free and drink for free if you play your cards right.
And mingle with some people.
Yeah.
Interesting people.
Yeah. Depending where you go.
Right.
Anyway, that's the weekend, I think. Yeah. Anybody have anything else?
Giants won. Just going to put that out there.
All right.
Oh, damn, Mike, that was one of our topics. Okay, we're going to have to address it later.
All right. Let's move on. What are you listening to, guys? Who wants to go first? Me? You? Me?
Well, I'll go first.
Okay.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The song Lenny that he wrote for his wife. It's spelled differently, though. It's Lenny. So I've been listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I love that song, Lenny. It's beautiful. Have you
Wait
heard
a minute.
I've never
Maybe
heard
your
it.
name is actually pronounced Lenai.
No.
It's only one
not.
N.
I know, but it's not boy Lenny, Lenny. It's girl
All right,
Lenny,
well, we're
Lenny.
gonna look into that.
Oh my gosh.
Lenai.
Well, it's a cool song. Listen to it if you never listened to it. Rafa, I hope you know about it. know
I
you
don't.
do.
I'm going to check it out.
You don't? Are you serious?
No, I'm serious.
Oh
I mean,
my
I know
God.
Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I don't know Lenai.
It's Lenny. It's not Lenai. Anyway, move on. Next.
I'm gonna go with Stones. One of my favorite country western bands. I've mentioned them before. The Rolling Stones.
Oh my God.
Song called "Faraway Eyes," and I think I'm gonna just.
I think you've done that one before.
Have I?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's go with.
No, it's all right.
No. You know what? Let's go with another one in honor of. We're going to be talking about it later. The full moon party coming up. Let's go with "Moonlight Mile." "Moonlight Mile" off of Sticky Fingers.
All right.
It's a nice slow song, and it's just. I think I'm going to just pick a Stones song. I'm going to rotate between Stones and Dead in honor of the Stones coming in April.
Oh.
And the Dead in the summer. So I think I'm just going to go straight up Stones and Dead for the rest of the year.
I think
Wow.
that you'll be able to handle it. They have enough songs.
Yeah.
And you should venture out a little bit and listen to other stuff, maybe.
He does.
Okay.
He does. He comes in here with like Matthew's picks from the car and stuff
okay.
like that every
Yeah, I
once
did
in a
that
while.
once, Lenai.
Oh my gosh.
What did I do? I guess Buffett was. I get stuck in things. Buffett, "Pirate Looks at 40" was
Ooh.
song of the weekend.
I like it.
Kind of,
Nice. What's a pirate look like at 60? What?
Yeah,
just
you don't
older,
wanna-
more wrinkly,
You don't want to know.
more peg legs.
Hey, Rafa, when are we going to start making a Spotify playlist of all the songs that we're recommending?
Soon?
Okay. Thank you.
Tonight? Just kidding.
Okay, we should do that. That's definitely true. We should just have it there forever. Okay. Now let's move on to the news. What's happening in town? Talk of the town. I got a couple things for you here for you guys to think about. Let's start with one that has to do with this town, but it really is a global phenomenon or maybe national phenomenon. But it happens here, and I want to know who's behind it. Who decides to put up the lights on Thanksgiving? That they do it everywhere. They do it at all the shopping centers. I kind of get it. You know?
No, wait a second. The shopping center lights went up
Before
the
Thanksgiving.
day
Yes,
after
right.
Halloween.
That's right.
Yes.
I think, or maybe right before Halloween.
Okay.
So I know why they do that.
Yeah,
To shop.
They're drawn.
Yeah, to get people in there.
Yeah,
to
it
shop.
doesn't feel like the holidays yet to me. I don't know about you guys.
No,
No
it's-
matter how many lights they put up,
It's starting to feel like it.
It's
Yeah?
starting to move that way. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't feel it just yet. Okay. The second thing, but then the buildings do it too, so they're all kind of on the same schedule. You
The
know?
buildings?
Yeah, Key Colony's got all their lights up. The Ocean Club.
Well,
all this
I
stuff.
think they do it when if the guys are here, if the professionals here, I would assume while they're in town, they'll piggyback on that. But if they're doing their own stuff, and this is all speculation, but I would assume it's done because they want to get it out of the way. They're not dealing with it between now and between Thanksgiving and Christmas, things get hectic. So.
I see. I don't know. I don't.
CVS had their.
I'm with you.
Christmas-
I don't like it right after Thanksgiving. I don't know where everybody else thinks, but
Yeah.
I'm not a right after. I mean, right after Halloween. After Thanksgiving,
Yeah, CVS had all their like Christmas stuff right after Halloween.
right?
They had a little section of like 50% off Halloween stuff, and then all Christmas. There wasn't even Thanksgiving. It just like
But again,
beelined
to
over
Manny's point-
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
To Manny's point, they're going to sell the stuff, so why wouldn't
Yeah.
they? Why wouldn't they do it? Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
I got
don't
my
know.
tree already.
Yeah, everybody's buying their trees
Up and
already. December
decorated.
1st. Your
Good
tree's going to
Lord.
dry out by the time New Year's
Yeah.
comes
All
around.
right. That's enough, Ebenezer Scrooge. what else do we got?
I'm saying December 15th, you know? They did the winter party already, like December 1st. Well,
There's
that's
a lot-
winter, so
there's a
that
lot
makes a
going
little
on,
more
Rafa.
sense. But it's, I don't
It's
know.
tough,
And then
but when are you going to do it? You going to do it next weekend? Then they're competing with the boat parade and something
Yeah.
else. Then the
Yeah,
15th,
there's a
people
lot
start
going
going
on.
away, and the next weekend's Christmas weekend. So
Yeah.
you're kind of
The 15th sounds perfect.
yeah, but most
No,
people
but that's
aren't
like
gonna-
the
that's
day that
too
they're
soon.
doing the lighting at the yacht club or something,
Right.
right? The
Yeah,
And
we're
there's a
doing-
whole bunch
lighting
of stuff.
Oh, that
Actually, that's this Friday.
Oh, that's
the lighting
this
of the
Friday.
yacht club tree
Okay.
is this Friday.
And then Saturday is the yacht club
boat parade.
boat parade, and Sunday is
the
sit
little
on Santa's
kids,
lap.
No, the little Christmas dinner thing at the yacht club, which
Yeah, there you go.
Santa brings all
Right.
his
Oh, crap,
early
I didn't
gifts
know.
to everybody.
Who's
That
Santa?
Seabell's working tough over there.
Yeah.
Who's playing Santa?
Santa.
The Santa that always comes, Mr. Claus. Who do you think?
You should get Weber onto that. I saw him the other day.
He's not fat enough.
oh, nice.
You know what, Manny? I'm going to call him right now.
Oh,
You're about to get there too, bud, with that
I
white
know.
beard.
show up.
But he's too skinny. He's like Santa on a diet.
Yeah, I'm your crack Santa.
He's the
That's Santa.
the new age Santa, man. That's how it, you know. If Santa was created today, he wouldn't be a fat guy.
No, he'd be like a millennial.
What does that mean?
It means he'd probably have a hair bun like yours.
Making his own soap.
No, he
And
still have to be
toys.
an old guy, you know, but he'd just be a little skinnier.
You just told me you're born in *83, youngster.
Yeah.
You're not that old. You're not that young
No.
either anymore.
Like I said, no spring chicken.
No spring chicken.
Said that before.
Yeah.
You say that again, Lenai. What else is happening in town? What about that paddleboarder, man?
Yeah, man, the paddle
Okay,
water.
so on last week, at the end of the week, a paddleboarder goes missing off of Hobie Beach. The board washes ashore, and
Supposedly.
No, the board actually washed ashore, and they can't find the person. It was a rental board or something, and they can't find this person.
Who couldn't find the person?
The people who were watching the person, they were not next of kin or anything like that. They were just people on the beach who were like, "Ooh, where did this person go? And their board is here.
So they were strangers?
Yeah.
Somebody went to paddleboard by herself, rented a paddleboard, paddled. She was alone. She wasn't with anyone. And then the paddleboard washed up.
Exactly.
And the paddle?
Oh, I didn't get that detail. I don't know.
I wonder.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Anyway, move on.
So these people call the police, and then they mobilize the entire rescue team. Of course, you're going to do that if you think
Sure.
somebody's fell off their board and is drowning in the middle of the bay. You know, you might find them or whatever if they're still floating out there. But they didn't find this person because this person was not in the water anymore, and they found out who it was by some kind of something about a driver's license was located or something. And then they contacted the person, and they contacted someone, and it was
They probably
sorry.
left their driver's license as a
Yeah, so
collateral.
Rental.
exactly.
For
So it's
rental.
like some
For
kind of
rental.
thing of like, oh, sorry, I'm not actually there anymore. So
She's like, I'm
it's
at
fine.
Atlantico having a beer. Just kidding. I don't know.
So I guess what they should have done is mobilize not just the sea unit, but also the land units to find this person.
They
Start
had
canvassing
divers.
neighborhoods with like megaphones.
We're looking for the
I mean, it was,
It was a happy ending, right?
I wonder if how fast.
thank God it was a happy ending.
Yes, it was. But I just wonder how fast they found the information, you know, because you don't know who this person is, but then they suddenly find this driver's license. I don't know how they got it, presumably from the rental place or something like that. But you'd think that would be maybe the first people you ask or something.
Right. We
So
need-
who do they send the bill to on that one, Mike?
Ooh, that's crazy.
I
Yeah,
think they just they eat that.
they,
eat
yeah,
that.
yeah. Because she didn't call the police, so it's not really her fault. So who are you gonna?
and that's Miami.
Who are you
That's
gonna
not
blame?
Village of Key Biscayne.
No,
Right?
I know. I wasn't implying
Okay.
that Mike was on the hook for it or that we were. I was just asking a
Look at the dive
governmental
team out.
question.
It comes out of Mike's
no, I don't-
pocket
Yeah, yeah.
or the
Put it on
slush
the list.
fund.
There goes the dog.
Yeah, my slush fund.
Does that exist? Is there like a cash drawer?
What's that?
Is there a cash drawer?
Yes, there's a huge chunk of cash.
Petty cash.
One of the first things I'm going to do is triple the salary of all the council members and mayor.
No, I heard they were going
Wow.
to buy the Oasis with that petty cash.
All right.
Do you guys do? No, you don't because sunshine laws. I was going to say,
What's
do you guys
that?
do like happy hours? But you can't.
We do happy hours. We can talk. We just
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
talk about issues. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you got to like.
One of my
you-
proudest accomplishments as a council member was getting us all to go out for drinks after the meetings.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Kind of become a tradition.
I didn't
There
see
you
that
go.
on your platform, Mike.
It's just for council members.
Very cool. Okay. You guys want to talk about Ultra?
No?
Hang on, let's talk about the
Yeah.
show last week.
Oh, okay.
Rafa
Oh yeah, let's bring that up.
Rafa was.
You
on
guys
his-
were out on an emergency, all of you.
Oh wait, whoa,
Not,
whoa,
not
whoa,
really.
back
Let's
off.
pump the brakes on that because there was a
Yeah.
lot of fake
What was the
news that went
emergency?
on the other day.
Yeah, there was a lot of fake.
But you guys
news.
were all fine.
We were
were-
totally fine.
Yeah, we weren't out paddleboarding. We were not in any emergency. We basically received a text from you saying, "I'm locked out of my apartment. We can't do the show tonight."
Exactly.
So at that point, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to make some rice."
Right, and I'm gonna cook and do my stuff.
Okay. There
And
was
then
like 5
10 minutes later,
Yeah,
you
10 minutes.
said, you know what? I'm just going to do it in my apartment, at my Casa del Mar apartment. By the way, you know your Casa del Mar apartment's it's a lot nicer than this one, Rafa. Why are you, what's going on over here?
He doesn't.
I mean,
invite-
this is nice too. This is
he
nice
doesn't
too
invite
for
us
the
over.
for the show.
I actually find it more cumbersome to go over there. That's why, I mean, look at you guys didn't make it. I figure half the battle of making it over there for you guys was that you thought you had to go through a gate. You didn't know where the
No,
thing
I wasn't
was.
talking
It
for
was
the
a
show.
thing.
I love having the show right here. I was thinking, why don't you just live over in Casa and we'll have this as the little, what do you call that?
studio.
Yeah, no, there's a name for it, but a place where you can just kind of go and hang out, little clubhouse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be great, but it's not. What's this? It's
So
not
anyway,
sustainable.
Well, not if you rent it out to some parents who want to put their kids in mass. You can do that.
All right, now, settle. La, 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 la.
or at least pay your utility bills. But so Rafa decided that he's going to,
The show must go on. Yeah.
And so we're like, all right, great. I mean, go for it. And then he got on and he just did he got his bottle of whatever.
Whiskey.
Yeah, this horrible bottle of whiskey. I won't bring it up again.
And he did the show. And Rafa, I got to tell you, the comments that have come since that show have been best show ever. Rafa, you're a rock star.
Yep.
I couldn't stop laughing listening to you drinking.
There's a Rafa
You would
fan
pause
club.
for your drink, your sips. It was so good.
It was good.
It was so good.
It's something that wouldn't be that wouldn't work week to week, but it works once every long while. I've done it before. It's not the first time that I've had to do the show solo. Especially at the beginning of the show, when the show first started, nobody would show up. People would be like, "Fuck, like I don't want to go to that stupid thing," and so I would do it alone a lot. But now I think after so much time, it's definitely easier for me to put on. I was surprised that I did 50 minutes of solo because the previous times had been like 25 minutes or something like that, and I exhausted everything I could say. So I guess it's something of just more experience, and then you could do something like that. But it would definitely not work week to week.
Well-
It's ridiculous. The whole format's ridiculous.
But there's
you know?
a Rafa fan club, and Chucky Duncan is the guy who's running it, and he really likes it. So
I think that the next time that this opportunity comes along, whether whoever it is that's going to be doing the solo show, we should promote it as a call-in show, an advice column. So have people call in with questions that they want some advice on.
I like it.
And Rafa's going to give the advice?
Yeah, but you,
I'm good at advice.
No, Lenny. I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Lenny
Lenny
would
could
be good at
could be
advice.
I'm
great
good
for
at
it.
advice sometimes.
So, the doing it in the other apartment, I was kind of bummed out that you guys didn't make it because it was a lot nicer to do it in there than it was out here in this little sweat box.
Shocking.
I like it here.
I like it here too,
It
and it's
makes
only
me
going to get
happy.
nicer.
I know, but it was a nice change of pace. I'll tell you that much. To be in the nice AC on a couch, just nice.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking one for the team, Rafa. Thank
No,
you.
I mean, our ratings went up. So what can you say?
There was like 10 people instead of
The
one.
question's going to be, how do they do this week?
All right. Well, I'm glad people enjoyed it. Yeah, people stopped me in the street and said, wow, that was a great one. And other people messaged me directly saying, people that I didn't even think listened to the show. Like, oh, I really enjoyed that one. Okay, awesome. All right, now Ultra. That's basically all we got. This is the most boring topic. You know why it's boring? It's because we don't have... it feels so like we're totally neutered. We don't have anything we can really do. But I will give you guys the updates that I just got from Mike right before the show.
About Ultra?
Yes. the KB, the Virginia Key Advisory Board convened to vent their frustrations about the entire process. The city of Miami is listening not only to them and to the village of Key Biscayne and are being receptive to a certain extent, but without any action yet.
They're listening.
They're listening, okay? And they still haven't signed that MOU that we talked about with Dave and
Dara.
And Dara 2 weeks ago. So it's kind of shows a little bit more promise than all the brouhaha that was cooked up right before. I mean, right when it was announced, and everybody was very worried. But we don't have actual. We don't have actual. You know,
the environmental guys are speaking directly with the promoters of Ultra, right? So that they could make sure that there were, steps taken to mitigate the impact on
everything,
on the marine debris piece. At least that's what their
and
thing
birds
was.
and.
But these guys were on the marine debris side. On the bird side, there's the Audubon Society or the Sierra Club or whatever it might be.
University of Miami.
Right.
University
And
of Miami's very
so my question,
about
and you
fish.
mentioned that the Virginia Key Advisory Board and the village are meeting with the city of Miami, but shouldn't they be meeting with the promoters from Ultra?
Well, the advisory board is under the city of Miami, right?
Correct.
So that's who I...
Yeah, we don't have any direct... Our relationship is with the city of Miami, and Ultra's, the promoter's relationship is directly with the city of Miami. Ultra, if they'd wanted to come out, if they want to come out and give a presentation to us, I'm certainly open to them coming out and talking to us. They have not. I know they got a little annoyed with me, and they have every right to be, but I have every right to be annoyed with them. But I think going forward, speaking to your issue, the environmental issue, we need a baseline. We need somebody to go out there and determine what does it look like now? What work has been done? When you talk about all the work you guys are doing on Key Biscayne to make our beaches and our mangroves better, what's being done on Virginia Key? I don't know about those efforts. But we also need a baseline, to Lenny's point, about the birds and the animals, the other animals, the mammals. We need to understand what are things looking like now, what studies have been done on nesting, because this concert's going to happen during a peak nesting and migratory period.
Yep.
So those are things that really should be established now as baselines, so that when they do the follow-up in, let's say, April or May, then we know what kind of damage, if any, has been done in those considerations. I mean, those are the things we have to look at.
Has anybody said anything about the traffic? Because that's really the...
That's an issue that we are working. The MOT is being put together, and Chief Press, our police chief, is involved with their people. And our manager has been in constant negotiations with the city of Miami manager to get something that works. The overriding question that I still have, and a lot of people still have, is whether the county has been brought in, because the reality is it's a county road. The city only controls so much of the roads over there. So what is the county? This county's going to have to sign off on any plan.
Right.
Our concern... it's 60,000 people coming essentially at one time and leaving essentially at one time. The boat shows about 25,000 to 30,000 people, but they come throughout the course of a day.
Right.
So there are different things that are going to have to be addressed. They're saying all the right. The city of Miami is definitely saying all the right things. They're talking about buses. They're talking about water taxis and how these things are going to affect a controlled ingress and egress. At the end of the day, I think, as to your point, or somebody said it, we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to do all the steps that we can to make it as good as possible for our residents and for I think the environment's critical. But then after that, wait and see what happens.
Dedicated lanes, man. Push those dedicated lanes.
That's something that's definitely being discussed. If people want to go to Key Biscayne, there'll be at least one lane that's dedicated just to those people.
Yeah, that would make
And for
sense.
an emergency
for in and out.
Right.
Yeah. So
purposes.
I don't know. People aren't going to be driving to Ultra. I think people are going to be Ubering to Ultra.
Oh.
I think for the most part.
Right, I agree.
Well, they're saying
Those are still cars, obviously, that
Yeah.
are coming in and are going to impact the traffic situation. But my question is, like, when the thing's like you said, Mike, they come at the same time, they leave at the same time. When that thing's over,
Right.
Where are the Ubers going?
yeah, how are
where's
you going
the
to find your
pickup?
Uber? Your
Yeah.
Uber.
Right.
You're
That's
coming
them
out of
having
that
Uber
thing.
the
lots.
buses or the water taxi at 2 a.m.
I think a lot of people are just going to walk
Yeah.
back to Brickell. Yeah, they'll walk over the bridge.
Right.
I mean, and so
That-
that's another hazard.
Well, that is
Pedestrians
another
on the
hazard.
road.
That's a real concern.
Yeah, it's a concern.
I agree.
No, I agree.
I agree. And that, walking over the bridge, little.
In an altered
Buzz.
state.
Yeah.
No, right. I mean,
You know?
stupid. Yeah, we've all done stupid things when we're
Right.
in an altered state. So my concern with that is you've got a bunch of kids walking across that bridge
Right.
at 2 a.m. It takes one chucklehead to say, "Oh, look what I can do,"
And jump off that bridge or do something stupid.
there's a lot of
Yeah, or go paddleboarding.
Right.
2 a.m.
And abandon the paddle.
But it is what it is.
All I want is the dedicated lane, so the rest is
I think that probably will happen.
Rafa, you should start a one-man committee.
right.
Yeah.
And do another solo
Dedicated
show only about
dedicated
that.
lane committee.
I think it's the best idea because if you get that, then you've more or less alleviated the whole problem of
Well-
traffic. 2 lanes, in and out, one way in, one way out, all the way to the Bear Cut Bridge, from the toll.
Right.
From the toll all the way to Bear Cut, you already say, like, ultra, no ultra, and that's it.
Right.
Right.
And that dedicated lane's going to be empty because no one's leaving the key that weekend.
Right.
And you leave on Thursday or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
leaving, you don't come back.
Well, the thing is, it's the end of spring break. That weekend is the end of spring break, so people will be coming back.
Right.
So the question is, how many people have left and coming back Sunday or Saturday?
Yikes.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we got time.
exactly.
It's not yet. But what we don't have are things to talk about. We do have one more thing.
Uh-oh.
Arch nemesis Andrew Otazo is running a trash marathon. Is
That's
this
awesome.
the most pathetic thing you've ever heard?
No,
Come
it's
on,
great.
Put some trash on your back and run a marathon?
He's-
What
'cause
are you doing?
He's raising
guy?
money for Miami Waterkeeper.
That's right, Rafa.
Always with
Are you
the
having a little
negative
FOMO?
waves.
Do you want to run this marathon with some trash on your back?
I definitely wouldn't put the trash on my back. Come on.
He's just making
Come
people
on.
aware, wearing the trash on his back.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Because everybody goes to watch a marathon. Get
I'm going
outta
to
here.
donate on behalf of Rat Radio.
Yeah, I'm going to say from Rafa.
He should be donating to you, not the other way around. This guy, someone needs to kneecap him or something before
What
this.
is going on?
You're angry,
Rafa,
Rafa.
What are you saying when you're by
Coño.
yourself? I'm a little
That is
concerned.
Rafa.
Rafa.
That is Rafa.
Wow.
This is what happens when you leave a man on the radio by himself.
Yeah,
for an
he's
hour.
like cocky and stuff.
turns.
That kid is whiskey.
Yeah.
This guy, he's just too
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
He's
meeting.
awesome, dude.
And he's cleaning the
awesome guy.
mangoes by himself,
What?
one piece of trash at a time. It's awesome.
self-promoting,
It's so.
grandizing, and ineffective.
Rafa, he's GSD. He's getting shit done in those mangroves. Stop it.
Are we allowed to say shit on the
Oh my
radio?
god, you're not supposed to, but I say
Yeah,
it.
you're way off base.
We're on the
Rafa.
internet.
Yeah, Ralph, I'm going to go.
I say I don't. Rafa says the F word. I can
all
say
those
the
in
S
favor?
word.
Opposed?
Yeah.
Aye.
You should get that guy instead of me. Switch him out. He can come here with some trash on his head or something.
God, Rafa.
Wow.
Do the show.
Next time I come over, I'm gonna
Raising
bring a bag of
awareness.
trash. Next week.
I'm leaving my trash tonight.
There you
Put,
go.
Right
put a
here.
solo cup on my head. Call me Devo.
Solo
Okay.
Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, if you guys don't want to talk about him, then that's really it.
No,
You guys
there's
do-
other things we could talk about. Let's see.
Sure, of course there are.
What about our
Uh,
listeners? What do you guys want to hear? What do
I
you guys
asked,
wanna-
but they don't want to hear anything.
They don't. Come on.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, they
No,
do.
but-
And there's a lot
So
of
let's
people
talk
listening.
to Mike. Let's talk to Mike a little bit. Mike, is there anything you want to share or?
Well, I'll tell you, yeah. I would like, I think we were talking about it a little bit before we got started. One of the things that I would like to see is there was a lot of interest in the election. I said this the other night. The Condo President's Council had a meeting, and I said there's there was a lot of interest in the elections, as you all may recall. Certainly you were all interested in the election, as I recall.
Yes.
There were a lot of WhatsApp chats about people's interest in different issues and different things that were going on. There was Facebook. Everything was all over the place. And what I would like to see is that same level of heightened interest in government that was going on prior to November 6th continues. I think people need to be involved.
How do you mean continues? Because the way I see that the key works is there are like small, what I would call like lobby groups. I mean, they're not formal, but they are groups of people who have influence on the council to a certain extent.
Because they're involved.
Yeah, because they're involved. Okay. So how does one become one of those people that act like I know that the Ask Club and their members pull a lot of weight around here. Would you agree with that or no? Is that wrong?
I don't know what you mean by pull a lot of weight.
Well, they are a unified group who asks
Certainly.
for things.
Yes, no, there's no question. They do.
Yeah.
And they come and they have asks and they do something. I think they provide an excellent service for our seniors. So yeah, I wouldn't say they have no more influence over the council than you or Manny or Lenny would. I think it's being involved. I think it's
to being involved in what capacity? I mean, there's a lot of big issues that are going on right now in terms of land acquisition and properties that are maybe coming up. We have the issue with the beaches that we've talked about ad nauseum here.
Yes.
And so how can a citizen that, for example, a citizen who is interested in the entry block, for example, how can that citizen become involved?
Well, I mean, the entry block, come to meetings, ask questions, call your council members, have them on the radio. I mean, just be involved. Read up on it. Look at the resolutions. Listen to what people are saying. Listen to what different council members are talking about when it comes to the entry block. Beyond the election, listen to them over the course of time. If you want, there's no committee on the entry block, but there's the land acquisition committee. Mm-hmm. Those committees, we're going to have a discussion on that tomorrow night at the meeting.
So there are the committees. That's a great way to become involved.
It's an excellent way to be involved. And there's plenty of committees. We have an education advisory board. We have, land acquisition. Brett Moss is going to bring forward the 2040 Vision Plan Committee, which is going to get going. We have the Underground Utilities Task Force. Beaches, I think, may be something we want to get involved with because there's multiple facets of our beaches, right? You've got cleanup. You've got what are we going to do with the seaweed problem if this is ongoing in perpetuity? And there's no way for us to control the flow of seaweed under our beaches. How are we going to handle that? What are we going to do about beach renourishment? What are we going to do about the water issues that we have? Sustainability and resiliency, that's another issue that we've got to address. So I would like to see more people getting involved because everybody brings a different perspective and people bring... Like you guys would bring your friends, right? You're going to talk about these things when you're at a party or you're somewhere. You're going to talk about these things, and you're going to bring different perspectives to that group. And things are going to pop up that people don't even think about. Iguanas, I know you guys were laughing about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when I was walking, people wanted to talk about iguanas. And at first I thought, okay, this is a crazy person. And then the next door neighbor was talking about it. Then 3 houses up and then another block and all over the place.
Yeah.
And a couple of people showed me their solutions.
Yeah.
And it was pretty interesting what they've done in their own homes. They've brought in trappers. They've done things in terms of wrapping the base of their trees and protecting their plants. So, I mean, there are things that could be done to...
Was there any truth to the rumor of little iguana condoms being handed out?
That was something somebody asked me about. I know that got some interesting playtime here. Thank you very much. But could you actually... spray or put some sort of birth control to iguanas? My question back was, I think a lot of reptiles are able to adapt and change where there's a need for, let's say, males. Some can, and again, my wife's the biologist,
that was brought up on
me,
the show too.
Talk to me about these committees, though.
Okay.
So, do they cap out a number of people? Do people go to the meetings when they're not in the committee? How does that work?
Both can happen. Yes, they do cap out. We try and keep them kind of lean.
Okay.
One of my goals in this coming year is I would like to see us have some turnover in some of the committees. I was talking to some committee members on a committee that I've been on for a while, and people, they're willing to give up their spots. There's some people who've been on these committees for 4, 5, 6 years, and they're burnt out a little bit about these committees. And so I think it'd be great if we had a real influx of new voices and new ideas. I think that's what we need. We need to just people need to keep staying involved and being part of the people who run this village, because it's the residents. The residents should be running the show. Council should just be doing what the residents want them to do.
Right. So, and keep the flow going with the committees, and if someone needs, give people a break.
So let me ask you about two things in particular that I think, I ask you not because you're the mayor, but maybe because
Maybe.
Yeah. So the cultural center / library thing, like that thing. Okay. Is that not a project that is really just a senior center trying to get shoehorned?
Not at all.
No, but aren't they pushing it because they want a different space, and that's really what brought it to the table?
No, I respectfully, I don't think that's right. The seniors have actually been against a senior center. Ironically, they want to be part of the community. The people I've spoken to, some have said we want a better dedicated space. Right now, one of the rooms they're using is right above Zumba. Mm-hmm. So I can understand, because I went to a climate change meeting last Monday night, and it was above the Zumba. So I get why they don't. They want different space. But no, I don't think they're not pushing for a senior center just for themselves. They want to be included. I think they were thinking they could have a nicer space. If we redid the library, we had a library, they could be involved in that.
What if they put a third floor on the community center?
No.
And a pool up on the deck, on the top deck, like a full Olympic pool up.
I like it.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's a lot of, the plans for the expanded community center are pretty interesting. I'm excited to see that move forward as well.
Mm-hmm. So on some of these initiatives that you guys are going to be undertaking, like the whole utilities and buried utilities or purchase of properties, or what's the likelihood that any of those items might go to a vote? Because I've heard people talk about, hey, you know what? We should vote on it. It should be a referendum. Is that a referendum? Is that what that is?
Yeah, some things are going to have to go to referendum. I think it depends on how we are going to finance underground utilities, and certainly there are things that will go to a vote. I don't agree with government by referendum. I don't think it's effective. I think
that's why we elected you guys.
Right, exactly. You elect people, and those are the people who hopefully will carry through what you want them to do. But if there are certain financing requirements in terms of bonds, special assessments, some things will have to go to a vote, and I think that's right.
Okay, here's another thing, and this is a bit of a rant.
Uh-oh.
So yeah,
Rafa rant.
The condo.
This rant is brought to you by
the condo lobby. Okay, that recently, this is like a year-old thing that popped up.
What, the Condo President's Council?
Yes, exactly.
They've been around longer than that, actually.
Have they?
Yeah, but anyway.
Okay, so this election, they paid for these ads that said, vote for condos, or vote in the condo interests, or whatever that means,
Right.
And I know they had a big effect on the this thing of how we're going to pay for the power lines. This was not a thing that anybody was talking about until these guys came up and said, hey, we don't want to pay.
No, I don't think that's right. I was the chair of the Underground Utilities Task Force. Certainly, I agreed that we should take the concerns of, again, I'm in a condo, but I've lived in a house. My condo is not served by underground utilities. My condo has above, just like all of these here.
Yeah.
We're all in above ground utility lines. So we were already mindful of that, because with the assessments, there's when you do the fee structure, I think there's going to be a calculus to it that will take into account certain factors: aesthetics, how it's going to make your property look; reliability, meaning how it's going to improve, and then safety. So those factors are going to be weighed. But I understand your point, your concern about condos saying, oh, we're about the condos and not the houses.
Yes, exactly.
That was a big concern of mine, especially in the beginning of the Condo President's Council, because I felt like I don't want it to be a divided island. We're not. Yeah. We're one island.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. Whether you live in a house, you live in a condo, we're all in this together. And so, because if you're going to talk about, well, they should pay for this, then shouldn't the condos pay more for the beaches? And how are we going to do these things? But when you get into this specific issue with the underground utilities, because some have already paid for their underground utilities through their fees for the condos that they purchased, I understood that they should have a lessening of their costs as compared to those of us who have not. So I think that's a fair, but I wouldn't, certainly they want to exert some pressure, but I've always tried to say, look, I understand your issues, and there are some legitimate issues. I mean, the issue they brought up about permit fees was completely legit, and I thought that was a good one. They were the ones who brought forward the smart lights that Lucho and then Myra got involved with Crandon. So they have had some really positive. But I agree with you. I was always concerned about the division. I don't want the division.
Yeah, we're
Nobody
one.
wants
We're one
the
Yeah,
division.
when we talk about people
We're one
getting
community.
involved and being engaged, it's not to create division.
That's right. I want everybody on the same. I want everybody working. We can have different opinions on things,
Right, but we're on the
we
same
should all
page.
be sitting at the same table, not saying, "Oh, well, you're in a house or you're a renter." And
You're
Right.
saying, I don't want everybody shitting at the same table.
Manny.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
Oh, sorry.
No, but I completely agree. These guys, to me, these guys are, and they haven't pulled it off yet. But I could see it becoming a thing where they
No, I think
endorse certain people and
they
tell
didn't,
their.
though. They didn't endorse anybody,
I know, not yet.
and I think it would be a mistake for them.
Let me ask you something. What was
Shoot.
the point of the ad? Do you think? I'm asking again. I'm asking all of you, but I feel like Mike is going to have the strongest opinion or most opinion. But if you guys have an opinion,
Yeah, you guys
why
have
would this
opinions.
this condo lobby pay for an ad that ran for like a month or more in the paper?
Yeah, it ran for a while.
That said, get out and vote for condos, kind of, but without saying that. What is the point of such a thing? What is the point of such a thing? Is it to publicize themselves as a lobby group? Is it to make people start thinking that you are in a condo or you are not in a condo and you're getting screwed by not,
It was confusing to me, by the way, and I live in a condo too. And,
Yeah, all of us live in a condo.
We all live in a condo. Yep. But I grew up in a houses here on Key Biscayne and stuff. Anyway, again, I'm going to agree with Mike about the one community, and I think maybe it was trying to be to divide the community, which I think it was a kind of a negative thing to do.
Is there a WhatsApp chat for the condos?
No,
Because that's really
probably
when
I'm
There is, isn't there? I thought there
I
was.
have not.
Condos
Yeah.
only.
There should be, because that's when that's when you made it.
I'm not on it, Manny.
Hate it if you're in a WhatsApp chat.
Yeah, if you
Looks
have your
like
own.
you made it.
No, if you're
That's my song of the day.
you're the monitor or whatever they call it.
Oh, yeah,
the admin.
when you run
Yeah.
it.
Condo chat.
You're not official until you got that going. That's true.
But
There's a lot of WhatsApp.
56 of us strong.
and again, I have the condo presidents council can do their own thing, but they come before council and they have every right to come and talk to us about the issues that concern them. But again, it's one community. We all work together. We all pull together.
Right. I agree with that, Mike. I think that's a great way to go.
Yeah.
And I think
Right.
a lot of people agree with you, Mike. I know that was a big part of your platform. So I think a lot of people agree with that. Tom McCormick's chiming in here. Talk about committee
Giants, go blue.
committee vacancies. Committee vacancies.
Okay, committee vacancies. I'm off underground utilities. I'm off education advisory board. I'm no longer a special magistrate. I think closer.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? I'm the education advisory board. I think we've gotten one person who wants to come in. Oh, two people actually, and I've got a couple of people who want to cycle off because they've been on it 4 or 5, 6 years. They want to take a break, and I don't blame them.
And what committees are those?
Education advisory board.
Okay.
What else? Land acquisition. I'm not sure what vacancies there are. I don't have the list in front of me, but we're going to have to appoint some people. That will probably be in January. The only appointments that I'm going to do, the pension board needs somebody.
Actually, Lenny, your Seabell tenure's coming up, right? You're going to have tons of free time.
I am still on the interdesign committee at the yacht club.
You got to get involved, Lenny.
Yeah.
on,
Oh,
Lenny.
yeah. I'm
Come
not
on,
involved
man.
enough. Are you kidding me?
What?
Oh my god. No, later. After the yacht club's built, I will
Lenny,
Involved
definitely.
on the other side of the
I
island,
was
over
about
here
to
in the
say, Lenny,
condos. Come in.
Okay.
I will do anything for the village. I will not get involved in the politics of the yacht club. I go there to
That's-
have a burger and have a beer, and that's it.
I know, it's
And I
hard.
will not. That's a vicious world.
Yeah,
Easy.
I know. It is. It could be vicious. But it's all happy.
It's all happy
Yeah.
It's
because
all
you're a
happy.
It's all
seabell.
happy on the
It's all
outside.
happy. I just smile and have a couple tequila shots. and I'm good.
They asked too much. They asked too much of the Seabell, I think.
No, they don't.
Too
It's
many,
fine.
Too
No,
many
Lenny,
parties.
they got the right Seabell
And
your
Carol.
Carol
and-
before you.
And whoever's
also.
going to be next. We'll see.
Yeah.
Paula was
You guys
there.
do a great
wasn't it?
job.
Paula,
and
nice
Trish.
belly.
Yeah, Kara.
You guys all
nice belly,
continue
right?
to set the bar and raise the bar.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's what you want, really,
It's-
from
and it's
right.
just fun.
from
It's
a
fun.
leader.
Yeah, exactly. So, but maybe later we'll do that. And Bill Stevens, isn't he involved in stuff on the...
He's on the pension board.
That's right.
Yeah, but Bill
Go
Stevens.
Bill
You're not
Stevens.
Bill Stevens.
Yeah, he's perfect for that.
Yeah. But he might be. He was kind of his nickname split the Bill Stevens. So when we go, so I don't know what he's thinking with where he falls on the condo situation.
Oh,
which
I don't
side
know.
does he fall on?
We're going to have to ask him. We have to have him get on here.
Oh, look,
as a
he just
guest.
joined. He just joined.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bill, we were just talking about you.
yeah. You should come over and be on the show one day.
Yeah, Bill would be good on the show.
He would be.
We talked about. They were asking us to talk about WhatsApp chats, but we talked about that last week and the week before and the week before. Today there was a little brew. We talked about that too. Some people got upset at each other in one of these stupid chats.
Well, we talked about that off the air.
Yeah,
I
it was a
am.
pedestrian chat. Pedestrian.
Don't-
Oh my God. What? I can't even speak. I've had one beer.
If you
Here.
Only here.
yeah, those chats. I mean, there's no bueno. No,
It's hard for me to keep up. It's
Oh, the
a
2040
lot.
vision plan. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
going to go back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another committee that we need people for. So throw your names in the hat. Get involved, people. It's your village.
2040 vision.
Yep.
But what about the 2020 vision?
Well, that's what we're going to take, and we're going to move that forward. We're coming up on 2020.
I know.
So you got to look at what you've done, look at what you haven't done, look what you want to do in the future, and look at those things like a performing arts center / library / senior center / bowling alley / drive-in motel,
Dive bar.
Dive bar.
That'd be
drive-in
beautiful.
movie theater.
We need a bar that stays open a little after 11:30.
Yeah, and the lights are dim.
Yeah.
Yellow color, not white. The white lights, horrible at a bar.
Yeah, Saturday after the 50th birthday party, I went out looking for. Luckily, there was nothing open, but everything was closed. What happened? Where's Keyhole? I mean, at least that was the go-to.
Yeah, there was. We are in a bad place for that kind of stuff
Yeah.
right now. We are in. I guess it's because rents are just too high.
rents are
The rent's
too high.
too damn high.
Yeah.
and
commercial properties.
yeah,
Yeah, it's tough.
and there's not enough of it. So
Yeah, and I can't drive my golf cart over the bridge.
yeah, that's another
a problem.
Well, you could, but that
No.
would probably
No bueno.
inspire an investigation as to why you're driving your
Exactly.
golf cart over the bridge.
Exactly.
Don't you know?
So
who I am?
I want to give a quick shout out before we get to, anything else, Rafa. Before we get to calendar,
No, I mean I don't have anything written down.
I want to give a quick shout out to the Key Colony. Talking about condos, Key Colony raised their hand and said, "Hey, you know what? We're tired of beach trash and we want to do something about it." And they approved a fill-a-bag station.
No way.
Oh,
They're going
congratulations.
to activate over at Key Colony.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Congrats.
the first condo to step up and say, "Hey, you know what? We want to get involved with this." So thank you very much, Key Colony.
That's great.
Stay tuned for that.
Awesome.
Very cool. Do you get like free drinks because you put a fill bag?
Well, I already get those.
That's
You
great.
showed me that, Rafa. The Key Rat Special at Las Olas. Still works.
Does that still work? Oh,
Well,
that's nice.
Maybe not.
Oh, is that
Oh.
the bar?
yeah,
Los Olas?
yeah. It used to be the bar. at
Yeah.
Key
No,
Colony.
now it's
called
the
the Sandbar.
sandbar, right?
Yeah, that's called the Sandbar. Exactly. Cool. Okay,
What else is going on?
we have the calendar.
Yeah, let's do the calendar.
All right, coming up, already happening. Christmas trees are for sale at the Key Biscayne Community Church. You can go over there and get your tree. Get there fast before all the big ones are sold out. They use the money for good causes. I'm not sure what they are, but I know they're good people over there. So,
Yeah, community church.
support them and all their endeavors.
Yeah, beautiful trees.
Yeah, and the trees they turn around there. So you may want to ask, kind of when's the next shipment and that kind of thing, depending on what your timeline is.
And they'll deliver and everything. They're awesome.
They deliver?
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. The Key Biscayne Women's Club has fresh mammoth Georgia pecans.
The other day on
Really?
your rant show, you were like, "We don't know where to get them." Rafa, you know where to get the pecans.
Where? Where do
I
you
mean,
get? Where do you get them? I
Well,
don't know. where to get
Nancy
'em.
can point you out to them anytime. It's her mom that kind of runs that
Is that right?
that program. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
where do you get
Where
'em?
do you get them?
just text us and we'll find you.
Okay.
We'll get them for you.
I know
Everyone text Manny.
So-
or Pecans.
100%.
No, look for them around town. The money also goes to a good cause, and you can buy them in a variety of places. I know one of the salons on the Key has them. The one I think next to Donut Gallery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they are very good.
Don
And-
Pedro.
Yeah, no, not Don
No.
Pedro. The other one.
How do you know about Don Pedro?
I've been going to Don Pedro since I moved here.
So
Don Pedro's not there anymore, is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's retiring soon, but he's still there.
Fresh Mammoth,
I'm going to tell you some
Georgia.
stories about that, Mike, later.
Pecans.
The Pecans.
All right, what else do we have on the calendar? Lenny, what's the whole agenda for the yacht
Key
club?
Biscayne Yacht Club,
Yeah.
tree lighting on Friday, boat parade. You can watch at the Billbag State Park
Saturday.
Saturday. And
And you can participate even if you're not a member.
you can participate if you're not a member, even from Coral Reef Yacht Club. But you got to tell Trish Flick, who is the fleet captain of the yacht club, let her know. And then after, we're going to have chili for everyone. The whole community is welcome to the Key Biscayne Yacht Club after the boat parade. And that's, the kids.
What about Sunday? You have something
Sunday
there
is
too.
if you haven't made your reservations for the kids' dinner with Santa Claus going there and giving the gifts, you better get on it because it's filling up if it's not full already. I really don't know.
No, we have a reservation. We just
Okay.
have to get the gift over
You
there.
better get the
We're
gift over there because you're
number
going to be there all night long.
742. Well,
You're
that's
going to be the
all right.
last one on the Santa's list.
So wait, with the tree lighting, where do you guys do that?
Right, it's going to be at the pool deck.
Okay,
We're going to light the tree and just have cocktails and have fun like normal at the yacht club.
but what tree do they have? They have a tree on the pool deck.
We just bought a tree from the community church
Okay,
tree place, and I think we're going to get a bigger one. We need it looked kind of puny. We got a 12-footer, and it looked really puny there on Sunday,
yeah,
and I
outside.
want a bigger one.
Yeah, and you need like a
Yeah,
20-footer.
I want like a 17-footer. So we'll see. Carolina, if you're listening, help us out.
Very
Also,
cool.
there's an event at the Marine Stadium on Wednesday where I think they're like 60 artists were given chairs from the Marine Stadium, and they painted them and decorated them and did them up. So they're doing like an exhibit there on Wednesday night. It's only $20,
Okay,
7 o'clock, so that's going to be cool.
neat.
And then there's the huge Bill Baggs 50th anniversary full moon party at the state park. It's going to be a gala. The sponsors are just lining up one after the other. The Ritz is involved. Ritz Lightkeepers. They're bringing
fun.
food. I think there's 10 different restaurants on the Key that are going to be providing food.
I'll be there.
Bacardi's doing the bar, all
Awesome.
open bar, open food. Spam All Stars, live
Love
music.
it.
There's a perfect setting there. They're not going to have the bonfire. I think that's a good call because you don't know which way the
wind goes.
wind will blow and the
Yeah.
smoke will blow. But it's a great setting with the band with trees lit up behind and the lighthouse. It's
Pretty.
going to be spectacular. And it's an early event too. I think it starts at 7. It's 7
Perfect.
to 10:30.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
Yeah. So
7 to 10:30.
Yes.
Man, that's kind of a short one.
Yeah. Well, 3.5 hours. I mean, I don't
On
know.
a Saturday.
Yeah, but it's a big party. I thought it was a big party. Can't
Well,
even.
then-
I'm not
then you
even
get to go
halfway
out-
to party town by
Yeah, but then we can
10:30.
all take Ubers to wherever you tell us to go, Rafa.
Yeah, I think they're talking to some of the local bars that are helping with the alcohol to go to their place for an after-hour type thing. So
Cool.
We'll
Love
see how
it.
that goes.
All right.
But
Melissa
anyway.
Melissa McCann said there's Chief Press Foundation holiday event for children of Liberty City on December 15th at Village of Key Biscayne Beach Park. FYI. I don't know the time, so look out for that.
Okay. Well, we'll have time to announce that next week also.
Okay.
I do have something that just came up to my mind now that we're kind of done, and maybe you guys can help me with this. My mom swears, and I don't remember this at all, that there was an Italian place at where La Carreta was at some point, and it actually lasted for years. That's wrong, right?
I don't remember that at all.
Me either. I remember Burger Key. I remember
Yeah.
some other crap that...
Key Burger, right.
Yeah, nothing ever lasted there until La Carreta came in.
I mean, was it Stefano's the restaurant? That was kind of Italian.
No, but
No,
it
there was
doesn't-
another Italian restaurant that was further in where like 240 Crandon is, or where the arcade, the
Okay.
Vito's? No. Talking about Vito's?
I got another event, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. December 15th, the Chief Press
I
Foundation
just said
holiday.
that. I just said that.
Oh, you did? Sorry.
Dude, were you
No, you
sleeping?
should have let him finish, man. Come on.
I apologize.
Hang on. Rafa, we're going to edit that.
Wait,
I think Mike just
Go
took
ahead,
a quick
Mike. Give us
nap.
that one
No,
again. Just
forget
in
it now.
case.
Forget it. You guys already know. I was just making sure.
Yeah, no, Melissa did it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Thank you, Mike.
I was going to say, shout out to Melissa.
She's awesome.
She is
So,
awesome.
so real quick, back to where the La Carreta was. There was
Tell her
never
I
an
said that.
Italian place, right? In that spot, in that big spot. That was a
No,
big.
Stefano's is
No.
the only one. It
There-
was very Italian.
Yeah, Stephanos.
Chucky Duncan would know.
Yeah, Chucky would know.
Yeah.
He's-
So,
he's
Chucky,
just
if
a
you're
little-
listening,
He's a little older than us, so he
or
would know.
Kevin Goodwin might know.
This might have been in the late '80s, early '90s.
Well, that would have been
Stephanos.
Stephanos. Stephanos
That's
had.
Stefano's.
Yeah, but it's not Stefano's. Stefano's was Stefano's. Right next door was Carreta. They both existed at the same time.
Yeah, but Stefano's was a restaurant
Right, it
and a
was a
bar.
restaurant.
In the back of Stefano's, it was like a whole like fancy smancy like 80s
Yeah,
drug dealing,
yeah.
Italian bar and restaurant.
I wonder if she's confused and thinks it's that. I was like, no, it can't be a Carreta. It's got to
No,
be,
It
Cove
wasn't
Restaurant
Carreta.
and Motel.
I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
not.
Cove
I was,
restaurant, maybe.
I was hoping you guys knew, but
Melissa wants to call it Stephanie's.
No, I think she's talking about Stefano's,
I
which
know,
is
I
where
know.
the after hours party may be.
Oh man, if it was the old Stefano's, that'd be great, huh?
That would be.
Yeah.
They need to turn down the lights on the new
I
one.
can't believe we lost that because
that?
that was a. I mean, at the end of it, at the end of Stefano's, like by like 2000, it was already nobody was going anymore, and it was just the liquor store was running the whole thing, and the bar / restaurant / nightclub
When did the bar
was
close? It was 05, 06?
Yeah, it was late, but nobody was going at that time already.
Right.
It was just old and
But it's a shame because I feel like if it had stuck around
It might have, yeah.
right
Might have
now,
revitalized.
yes, exactly. I think people would be down to go to a place like that.
I don't think the Key can sustain something like that. I think there's too many options and too many nice houses where people would rather just go to.
I
And
get
to the
you.
point about just rents. Rents are super expensive.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
how
true.
do you afford it?
I don't know. How do you? Okay.
All right.
Well, that's the show. I hope you enjoyed it. It's Monday, December 3rd, 2018, episode 134. Thank you to the panel. Subscribe on iTunes and stuff so you never miss a show. And I'll see you guys next week or talk to you guys next week.
All right. Thank you, Mike, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
All right.
That's it.
Good night.
Good night.